That's going there. 816 is our game code. 816. Kaplan. 816. It's also garbage day here, so I'm going to close that door behind me momentarily so we don't have to listen to the beeps.
To Shirley Manson and Peeps, we're not that garbage.
What was that?
I was going to say to Shirley Manson and I'm only happy when it rains, and or not that kind of garbage.
Not that kind of garbage. Well done, though.
That was garbage was actually the opening act. It's like, okay, pull it straight. The opening act to my first date with my now wife.
Who is the main act?
You too.
Nice. Very good.
Actually, she took me on said date.
Well, that's so, nice. 1996 Spotify rock list has a lot of garbage on it, which I was listening to earlier today. Also a lot of Cake, which I always enjoy hearing. The Distance and their cover of I Will Survive is very, very good. All right. Caduce is here just to watch, so you may see him here, but he is here to observe. And we're still waiting on one more cheese quiz. Or two more.
Should be quizzes. 2 more.
Okay. 2 more. All right. We will hold tight, obviously, and make sure that everybody is able to participate. I'm going to make sure our live stream is up and running. So everyone can partake. I'm going to make sure it is working just fine. Let's see. Again, 816 is our game code. 816. Welcome, Andrew Ryan. Caduce, I think I'll be talking to you later on a recording for the queue. And there's a special guest joining us live here on TPT.
Man, the pressure level just went like...
Yeah, exactly.
Through the roof.
Welcome, Greg.
Good to be here.
So we are live streaming. We have 2 more or 1 more participant each, I believe, coming. We have Free Agent Armada here and Cheez Quiz as our 2 finalists in TPT. But welcome. I hoped Greg could come by to wish you all well, but also just enjoy some of the festivities. Greg, thanks for being here.
Of course, our 13-year history at Kaplan lives on, and I guess 12 weeks in, starting with 27 teams and 100 plus people participating. It comes down to the finals, and these 2 groups. Wishing you all the best of luck, and I'm pretty excited to see how things play out. But pretty exciting, and I'll throw it back to you, Dan.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. And James, you will be watching the entirety, so if you get anything wrong, that will be on your permanent record. I do apologize for that, but I kid. But Greg, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you popping in. Sheena, welcome. Game code is 816. Kevin, same for you, 816. Once we get you guys up and running on the game board, we will, of course, kick off our trivia. Reminders. There is no Google, there's no anything that will give you an answer other than that sweet, beautiful brain of yours. Appreciate all the fun you have provided throughout the summer for myself. As we've played, we'll do pub trivia first, 3 points apiece. We'll go to the Jeopardy game board. I have randomized that. I have been using 2020 for most of the year. I've gone to a different year for the Jeopardy game board. So we will go, if there's any time-specific things on there, I will give you the year. For now, I will not be giving you the year. We will go to Jeopardy, 1 through 5. We'll go back to pub trivia, 6 points apiece. And then, of course, we'll close it out with double Jeopardy, which we hope everybody enjoys. I'm going to pop the link one more time. We are live with the TPT final. All right, let's do a round of buzzer checks so we can get underway. Hank. Thank you. Sam. James. Sheena. Sarah. Andy. Andrew. And Kevin G. Excellent. As I said, Caduce is here to observe. I will be recording with him for a Q video later today, so I'll see Caduce later on as well. Any questions, comments, concerns before we get going here for today's edition? I hope not at this stage of the game, but I'm sure something could pop up. If I do want to say this, I probably am cursing myself, but if something comes up with the buzzer, you guys know to shout, right? Just say something right away. We'll make sure we rectify it. If I feel like I'm mispronouncing something, I will spell it. I will make sure to take a second to spell the word out. If there are any challenges to any of the pub trivia, I have looked all of them up to confirm the answers. But if there are any challenges, feel free to provide them. We'll make a determination live if we can, and if not, obviously by the end. Other than that, are we ready to get started? Thumbs up? Yes? Party time. Excellent. Okay, we get started with pub trivia. 3 points apiece. 8-year-old Justin Henry was the youngest actor ever nominated for an Oscar when he played a kid in what movie? 8-year-old Justin Henry was the youngest actor ever nominated for an Oscar when he played a kid in what movie? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kramer versus Kramer. Kramer versus Kramer was that movie. Up next. Boy, I got vision, and the rest of the world wears bifocals is a famous line from what classic Paul Newman movie? Boy, I got vision, and the rest of the world wears bifocals is a famous line from what Paul Newman movie? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Are we a little trigger shy to start here? Are we stretching it out, feeling what we got so far? All right. Up next, 3 of 5. The well-known phrase, quote, "a clear and present danger," end quote, was coined in 1919 by a person holding what job? The well-known phrase, quote, "a clear and present danger," end quote, was coined in 1919 by a person holding what job? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Supreme Court Justice. It's a Supreme Court Justice. Up next is 4 of 5. Though most trees have a layer of cork bark, most of the world's supply of cork comes from what? Though most trees have a layer of cork bark, most of the world's supply of cork comes from what tree? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't think I've ever blanked so many in so long. It's an oak tree. Comes from an oak tree. Here comes 5 of 5. The movie Sideways ends with Paul Giamatti's character finally uncorking his prized possession, a bottle of what wine? The movie Sideways ends with Paul Giamatti's character Andy.
Pinot.
A Pinot is incorrect. -3 points. Appreciate you popping the cork on answering here today. That is for sure. I pass it over to free agent Armada for a potential steal. And I will read it one more time. The movie Sideways ends with Paul Giamatti's character finally uncorking his prized possession, a bottle of what wine?
My guess would have been Pinot Noir, but there was one that he wouldn't drink, and I forget. It was something else, but
I don't know.
There was like one he would. Oh, Merlot. I think he would refuse to drink, but
Seen the movie.
Should pass. Yeah.
Pass.
Too long.
Final answer.
Yeah.
1961 Cheval Blanc. Cheval Blanc. All right. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go on to our next set of 5. Everybody has buzzes because no one buzzed in the first 5. All right. We go to our next set. What famous piece of classical music is memorably featured in the 1980 film Ordinary People? What famous piece of classical music is memorably featured in the 1980 film Ordinary People? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That'd be Pachelbel's Canon. Pachelbel's Canon. 2 of 5. The popular surfing expression cowabunga originated on what kids' television show? Sarah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That is incorrect. -3 points there. I pass it over to free agent Armada for a potential steal. The popular surfing expression cowabunga originated on what kids' television show?
I got nothing.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like they've said it on The Simpsons.
these quiz keep stealing all of my answers.
I think it's earlier than that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll pass.
All right, you're going to pass. This was a surprise to me. I, in fact, looked it up just to make sure. The Howdy Doody Show. The Howdy Doody Show is where it originated. We go next to 3 of 5. What famous wit reportedly said on his deathbed, quote, either that wallpaper goes or I do? Sarah.
Oscar Wilde.
That is good for 3 points. We have our first correct answer. Yay. I kid. You guys are doing great. All right, let's go next to, according to George Lucas, what character in 1977 Star Wars is the, quote, driving force in the movie, the object of everybody's search? According to George Lucas, what character in James?
I think it's R2D2.
You would be correct if you think it's R2D2. Good for 3 points. Here comes 5 of 5. No. Let's skip that one because it's a multiple choice. Sorry. Introduced in starting over. This is 5 of 5. Introduced in 1888, the first vending machine in the United States dispensed what item? Introduced in 1888, the first vending machine in the United States dispensed what item? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you were going to guess, probably would be this, gum. It dispensed gum at the time. All right, next up is our final set of 5 for this set of pub trivia. Let's go next. What mammal has the shortest known gestation period, an average of just 12 and a half days? What mammal has the shortest known gestation period, an average of just 12 and a half days? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That would be the American opossum. American opossum. Up next, said by Elizabeth Taylor in an Oscar-winning performance, quote, what a dump, end quote, is originally a line from what Bette Davis film? Said by Elizabeth Taylor in an Oscar-winning performance, quote, what a dump, end quote, is originally a line from what Bette Davis film? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bette Davis film was Beyond the Forest. Beyond the Forest. Up next, Justin Bieber's manager claims he, quote, discovered the young talent on YouTube singing what R&B classic? Justin Bieber's manager claims he, quote, discovered the young talent on YouTube singing what R&B classic? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Respect. Respect was what the claim was. According to Hollywood lore, what 2007 Eddie Murphy critical flop ruined his chances of winning an Oscar for Dreamgirls? According to Hollywood lore, what 2007 Eddie Murphy critical flop ruined his chances of winning an Oscar for Dreamgirls? 5, 4, 3, 2. James.
I'm going to gamble. Pluto Nash?
Say that again.
Pluto Nash?
Pluto Nash is not the answer. Minus 3 points. Pass it over to Cheez Quiz. I saw them all shaking their head when I read the question, but I'll ask it again anyway. According to Hollywood lore, what 2007 Eddie Murphy critical flop ruined his chances of winning an Oscar for Dreamgirls?
I don't have any idea, guys.
I was thinking The Clumps. Is that?
No, that was earlier, wasn't that?
I couldn't remember. That was the only thought.
It was what Norbit. Wasn't that supposed to be terrible?
That was around that time. I think Norbit's.
Risk averse. Let's pass.
All right.
Risk averse, you were passing.
Norbit was bad, I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Pass. Please.
All right, you're passing. The correct answer was Norbit. Sorry, Andrew. Sorry. All right, final question of pub trivia here. What sitcom comedian sang the national anthem at Game 4 of the 2011 World Series? Hank.
Roseanne Barr.
That is incorrect. Minus 3 points. We'll repeat again for Cheez Quiz. What sitcom comedian sang the national anthem at Game 4 of the 2011 World Series?
I hate baseball, so I have no idea. About this at all.
How dare you?
So
I would have no idea. I was thinking Reba McEntire. She was on a TV show and is a singer, but
I think
don't
we'll
know.
pass.
Pass?
Let's pass.
Final
Thank
answer?
you. Yeah.
That was a good pass. Zoe Deschanel. Zoe Deschanel was the answer. If you ever saw Elf, she sings in Elf. She also sings the opening song to the new girl. Is that what it was called?
Yeah. And she's in a band called She and Him.
Yep. Exactly right.
And she's dating a property brother.
Well, that
She's
is a
dating
fun
one of
fact
the
to
property
know,
brothers,
Will.
yeah.
Now I feel complete, James. Now that you've told me, I appreciate that. All right, let's move over to our Jeopardy.
Ask us questions from those categories.
Well, understood. Got it. Okay. Reality TV date couples. Understood. All right, we now move over to our Jeopardy game board, where we will begin with a little lit. A little lit is our first category. Again, 1 through 5 points, 2 buzzes per. We are tied. It's -3 to -3, but we are tied. It's a close match, and I appreciate that. A little lit for 1 point. Dickens' mother was probably the inspiration for Mrs. Micawber in this very autobiographical novel. Dickens' mother was probably the inspiration for Mrs. Micawber, Micawber, in this very autobiographical novel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. David Copperfield. David Copperfield. A little lit for 2 points. Up, Up, and Away with Jules Verne's classic adventure 5 weeks in. One of these. Andrew.
A balloon.
A balloon is good for 2 points. A little lit for 3 points. If you love stories with surprise endings, pick up his 1906 collection, The 4 Million. If you love stories with surprise Hank.
O. Henry.
The bane of every Halloween-seeking kid candy, the O. Henry bar. Yes, O. Henry is the correct answer. If someone likes O. Henry, I apologize. I don't mean to offend. I just despise them growing up. A little lit for 4 points. A. Milne wrote a book of verse called, quote, Now We Are, This Age, A Bit Younger Than You. A. Milne, Milne, wrote a book of verse called, quote, Now We Are, This Age, A Bit Younger Than You. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6. The age of 6. And for 5 points, we need to go to a surprise substitution. So we go to poetic words. La, 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 la. Yes, Andy, thank you. Poetic words for 5 points. A poem by Robert Burns taught us that gang aft, this means often go wrong. A poem by Robert Burns taught us that gang aft, this means often go wrong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Agley? A-G-L-E-Y? Agley? I'll shake my head as well because I have no idea. All right, we go next to Vegas Films. Vegas Films. Vegas, baby. I don't know. I shouldn't say that now that I don't even know if that's one of the movies in this. But anyway, Vegas Films. Vegas Films for 1 point. In Casino, he played Ace Rothstein, the mobster who... Andy.
De Niro.
De Niro is correct for 1 point. Vegas Films for 2 points. He directed the 2001 Vegas caper film Ocean's 11. He directed the 2001... Andy.
Soderbergh.
Soderbergh is correct for 2 points. You're now out for the final 3 clues here. Vegas Films for 3 points. The title of this 2008 Cameron Diaz Ashton Kutcher film was inspired by a Sin City slogan. Sam.
What Happens in Vegas?
That is good for 3 points. Vegas Films for 4 points. I'm going to read this, acknowledging this is work. This is directly from Jeopardy. Vegas Films. One review said this 1995 Elizabeth Berkley film was, quote, thank you for doing that before I had to read the rest of that. Sarah, go ahead.
I want to hear the rest.
Yep, sure.
Showgirls?
Showgirls is good for 4 points. I will read the rest as Sarah has requested. Film was, quote, 42nd Street meets All About Eve meets softcore porn. Here we are. Here we are. Vegas Films for 5 points. In a 2003 film, he played the cooler of Vegas Casino's gambling jinx. In a 2003 film, he played the cooler, a Vegas Casino's gambling jinx. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you know it, Andy?
William H. Macy.
That would have been correct for 5 points. All right. Our final category here is rebellions. Cheez and whiskey. Rebellions, Cheez and whiskey. We start.
Can you spell Shays?
Yes, Shays. Cheez
Shays.
and whiskey. All right, we start for 1 point. Both Cheez Rebellion and the Whiskey Rebellion were protests against these. Both Cheez... Andy.
Taxes.
Taxes. Good for 1 point. Rebellions, Cheez and whiskey for 2 points. Cheez Rebellion in this state in 1786. Hank.
Massachusetts.
The state in which I now reside. Massachusetts is good for 2 points. Rebellions, Cheez and whiskey for 3. This Treasury Secretary helped form and then tagged along with the army sent to suppress the Whiskey Rebellion. This Treasury Secretary, Andy.
Hamilton.
Hamilton is correct for 6 points. 3 points. Rebellions, Cheez and whiskey. And now, Andy, you're out, right, for the next 2? Rebellion, Cheez and whiskey. Though put down swiftly, Cheez Rebellion exposed the military weakness of this 1781 document. Though put down swiftly, Hank.
The Articles of Confederation.
That is correct for 4 points, and you are now out for the final clue of this category. Rebellions, Cheez and whiskey for 5 points. Thousands of whiskey rebels marched to The Point in this Pennsylvania city, but were persuaded not to burn the town. James.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is good for 5 points, a triple stumper on the show. And we head to Pub Trivia round 2 in much better shape than we began Jeopardy round number 1. 14-10, free agent Armada leads by 4. We're going to do a quick round the horn, make sure everybody knows each other here. Dan Trafford, Senior Manager of Communications here at KNA. James, would you mind going next?
James Barger, East Lansing, Michigan, teacher of MDOP, a little bit of GGL and other stuff.
Thank you. Sam, you're up next.
I am Sam Fleming. I'm a manager of systems migration for Manhattan Prep.
Thank you. Sarah?
Sarah Burkowski, and I'm on the campus marketing operations team.
Mr. Hank?
I am Hank Kinsley. I'm a GMAT GRE instructor in the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area.
Andy?
Inside sales team, and I'm in Columbia, South Carolina.
Andrew? Also inside sales.
And Ryan, inside sales in Chicago.
Thank you. Caduce, being you're here, if you don't mind introducing yourself.
Yeah, Caduce, corp development, working out of Mountain View, California.
Thank you. Kevin.
Kevin Gable, inside sales in New York.
Sheena.
Sheena Mitchell, student advising for Kaplan Higher Ed, Indianapolis, Indiana.
All right, fantastic. That's everybody important on today's call. Kathleen, would you mind going? I kid. I love Kathleen.
Kathleen Acton. I work with Dan, and you're probably asking yourself why, and I ask myself that every day.
Why? Why would you do this? Like, why would you put up with this on a daily basis? All right, we go back to Pub Trivia. My wife says the same thing, so it's very much. Why do I do this? Pub Trivia. Let's see how this goes. All right, 3 sets of 5 questions, 2 buzzes per, 6 points apiece here. What is the first name of the Star Trek character often referred to as Mr. Sulu? I lost my buzzer. Apologies. James.
That's okay. I rang in too soon anyways. It's like Takaru.
Say that again.
Takaru.
That is incorrect. Will be minus 6 points. We'll read it one more time for Cheez Quiz. What is the first name of Star Trek character often referred to as Mr. Sulu?
It's Hikaru.
Yeah, I think it's the H. Hikaru.
Hikaru.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Hikaru. Final answer.
That is correct. Hikaru is the correct answer. Up next. Made by the Corning Company, the hard, scratch-resistant glass found on countless tables... starting over. Made by the Corning Company, the hard, scratch-resistant glass found on countless tablets and smartphones is called what? Made by the Corning Company, the hard, scratch-resistant glass found on countless tablets and smartphones is called what? 5, 4, 3,
I know this one.
2, 1. Kathleen?
Gorilla Glass.
That is good for 1 million points. 1 million points for Kathleen. That just makes up for a year of me bothering her. Up next, 6 points. Question 3 of 5. Originally called Cadabra, what company changed its name after someone misheard it as cadaver? Originally called Cadabra, what company changed its name after someone misheard it as cadaver? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What the world would have been if it stayed? Amazon.com. Bezos's lawyer misheard it as cadaver on a call, and so he changed it and had already done the filing in Washington for I almost said cadaver. Cadabra.com. Up next. Who is the youngest woman ever to receive an Oscar for Best Actress? Andy.
Anna Paquin.
Anna Paquin is not what I have here, and I checked these. Actually, I have to throw this one out. It's mistyped. It's supposed to be a nomination, not an actual win. So I'm going to throw that one out for my mistake. Let me read through that. All right. Let's go over to...
What number are we in this category?
This is 4 or 5. 4 or 5. 4 or 5. So there's a new substitute here for 4 or 5. Though the scene didn't end up in the final cut, what Oscar-nominated film originally ended with an enormous pie fight? Andy.
Dr. Strangelove.
That is good for 6 points. Well done. And we close out with this final question here. With a total of 8 born there, what state has produced more U.S. presidents than any other? James.
Virginia.
Virginia is good for 6 points. Is that the state of Virginia, Andy? Is that what you just showed us? Okay. Very good. You wear it on your sleeve. You see what I did there? See what I did there. All right. I'll be here all week. And for the foreseeable weeks in the future, I work here. Let's continue on here for our next set of 5. The late rapper Tupac Shakur was named after Tupac Amaru II, an 18th century revolutionary in what country? The late rapper Tupac Shakur was named after Tupac Amaru II, an 18th century revolutionary in what country? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The country of Peru. The country of Peru. Up next. According to Harrison Ford, it came down to him and what other actor and great dancer to play Han Solo in Star Wars? According to Harrison Ford, it came down to him and what other actor and great dancer to play Han Solo in Star Wars? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That'd be Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken. And that's according to Harrison Ford. George Lucas has denied it many times over, but there you have it. Up next, 3 of 5. What beer's label features the phrase Anno 1366, A-N-N-O, referring to the year it first was allegedly brewed? What beer's label features the phrase Anno, A-N-N-O, 1366, referring to the year it was first alleged... Kevin.
Stella?
It is Stella. Stella Artois. Good for 6 points. I want to pain you a little bit there, Kevin. All right.
There were a few other Dutch beers I was thinking of.
All right, for 6 points. Who is the oldest actress to win an Oscar for Best Actress in a Leading Role? Who is the oldest actress to win an Oscar? James.
Shoot. I had a clear picture in my mind, and now I have 2 of them.
10, 9.
I'm going to go with Jessica Tandy, Driving Miss Daisy.
You would be correct by going with Jessica Tandy for 6 points.
It was the other one that was in on Golden Pond, like Catherine.
Oh, sure.
I'm like, oh, shoot.
Yep.
But she didn't pop into my mind until after I hit the buzzer.
Got it. Understood. All right. Final question in this set of 5. After the Wright brothers' historic flight, how long did it take for man to walk on the moon? After the Wright... James.
69 minus 03, 66 years.
66 years is correct for 6 points. anytime we can show our work, I greatly appreciate it.
And I think that's
so that was well done.
Wait, was that like 5?
That was the 5th. So you were good to go. We're starting a new set of 5 now. What Central American country was named by an explorer after the Spanish word for depths? What Central American country was named by an explorer after the Spanish word for depths? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Honduras. Honduras was the country. In 1963, what soap opera was interrupted by Walter Cronkite's breaking news of the Kennedy assassination? In 1963, what soap opera was interrupted by Walter Cronkite's breaking news of the Kennedy assassination? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As the World Turns. As the World Turns. Bravo's acclaimed Inside the Actors Studio made its television debut in 1994 with who as guest? James.
Nope, I jumped in early. I was going to say the host. Let's see.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Tom
2.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise is incorrect. That'll be minus 6 points. Pass it over to Cheez Quiz for potential steal. Bravo's acclaimed Inside the Actors Studio made its television debut in 1994 with what guest?
I don't have the foggiest clue on this.
I think it'd be, too risky, I'd say.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Pass final answer.
Pass final answer. It'll be Paul Newman. Paul Newman was the first guest. And James Lipton, of course, the host of Inside the Actors Studio. Final 2 questions here for pub trivia. Though she would later don countless outfits, the first Barbie doll sold in 1959 was wearing what? James.
Black and white striped swimsuit.
That is correct. Good for 6 points. And our final pub trivia of our championship match, which is still, yes, thank you, James, which is still quite close, 28-26, Cheez Quiz on top of free agent Armada. What Oscar-nominated actor made his big screen debut as Duke the Dog-Faced Boy in 1988's Big Top Pee-wee? What Oscar-nominated actor made his big screen debut as Duke the Dog-Faced Boy in 1988's Big Top Pee-wee? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That would be Benicio del Toro. Benicio del Toro. Go look at the pictures. You can tell it's him, but I did not remember that when I first read the trivia question. We head to Jeopardy. And double Jeopardy here. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And we are going to start with Champions of Tournaments. Champions of Tournaments. Okay. 2 through 10 points. And we begin with, in 2006 in Berlin, Italy won this sports tourney by beating France 1-1. Well, technically, that was the final score. In 2006 in Berlin, Italy won this sports tourney by beating France 1-1. Well, technically, that was the final score. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I feel like we're getting some delayed buzzing here, some scared fingers perhaps. It was the World Cup. The World Cup was the answer there. Champions of Tournaments for 4 points. As world champ of this Parker Brothers game, Antonio Fernandez won $15,140, the total amount of cash in the game. Sheena.
Monopoly.
Monopoly is good for 4 points. And free agent Armada into the lead. Champions of Tournaments. Champions of Tournaments for 6 points. In 2007, Nigel Richards took home $15,000 as the letter perfect world champ of this Hasbro game. Andy.
Scrabble.
Scrabble. Good for 6 points. 34-30. Champions of Tournaments. In 2007, 16-year-old Ian Tariq bested 31 others to win $100,000 playing this title ex-coach's football video game. James.
Madden.
John Madden is good for 8 points. 38-34. Back and forth we go. Champions of tournaments. In 1972, Amarillo Slim won this annual event. In 1972, Amarillo Slim won this annual event. 5. Andrew.
Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
That is incorrect. Minus 10 points there. Pass over to free agent Armada for a potential steal. In 1972, Amarillo Slim won this annual event.
I don't know nothing.
I think he's
Kind
either
of
a card.
thinking the World Series of Poker.
I thought he was a card player, but I don't know if it would have been called that back then.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I would say poker or pool or billiards or something like
So
that.
it's 10 points, so we should probably pass if we're
Yeah.
not sure, right? Yeah.
Good deal.
That's best.
Pass, final answer? Yes? Yep. Okay. The correct answer is the World Series of Poker. So yes, that was the correct answer. Well done. All right, we continue on. Adjectives to use in Vegas. Adjectives to use in Vegas. I actually read through these before, so I think I'm in okay shape when it comes to these clues. Adjectives to use in Vegas for 2 points. Your bold, audacious bets could be called this, perhaps from a blend of bold and audacious. Andrew.
Bodacious.
Bodacious is correct for 2 points. I love the tiny bit of incredulousness in your voice. Like, that was just so spot on in the answer. I love it. Adjectives to use in Vegas for 4 points. I expect to be treated like a VIP. So remember that the I stands for this adjective. Sam.
Important.
Important is correct for 4 points. Adjectives to use in Vegas for 6 points. Also a type of fabric. This synonym for lavish describes my suite, and it rhymes with lush. As a type... Kevin.
Plush.
Plush is good for 6 points. Sometimes I think Jeopardy really dumbs down their clues, but that might have been just me there.
Yeah, that made it easy.
A little bit of a giveaway. Adjectives to use in Vegas for 8 points. Must see the O Show. It boasts this types of swimming, also an artistic Olympic event. James.
Synchronized?
Synchronize is good for 8 points.
It's not called synchronized swimming anymore.
Very fair. Very fair. I will write to the disposed showrunner, Mike Richards.
I was going to say, let's blame it on Mike Richards. We can just pile everything on him now.
Adjectives to use in Vegas. What's it called now? Is it like water? No, it's...
artistic swimming, I believe.
Is it? Okay. Got it. Adjectives to use in Vegas for 10 points. From the Latin for great souled, it will describe your immense generosity after you win big bucks. From the Latin for great souled, S-O-U-L-E-D, it will describe your immense generosity after you win big bucks. 5, 4, Sam.
Magnanimous.
That is good for 10 points. 60-32, we head into our final category, and that final category will be Think You Know Baseball. Think You Know Baseball for 2 points. He hit the first home run in All-Star Game history. He hit the first home run in All-Star Game history. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That'd be Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth. Think You Know Baseball for 4 points. Their home parks have included the Union Grounds, Crossley Field, and Riverfront Stadium. Hank.
The Cincinnati Reds.
That is good for 4 points. Think You Know Baseball for 6 points. The New York Yankees have won 26 World Series titles. These NL birds are a distant second with 10. Andrew.
The St. Louis Cardinals.
That is good for 6 points. Think You Know Baseball for 8 points. Researchers have knocked a point off his record lifetime batting average, reducing it to 366. Researchers, Andy.
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams is incorrect. Appreciate you venturing in, though. Pass it over to free agent Armada. Researchers have knocked a point off his record lifetime batting average, reducing it to 366.
can't do it.
James,
I was gonna say,
I think
my guess, but it's purely a guess, would be Ty Cobb.
Yeah, I think it's Ty Cobb also. I'm not sure whether we need to.
I say we pass it.
I think it's Ty Cobb.
Pass? Final answer?
We'll officially pass.
Okay. Ty Cobb is the correct answer. And our final clue for TPT in 2021. Think you know baseball, 10 points. Avian nickname of 1960s reliever Phil Regan, notorious for stealing wins from starting pitchers. Avian nickname of 1960s reliever Phil Regan, notorious for stealing wins from starting pitchers. 5, 4, Andy. Unmute.
The cuckoo?
That is incorrect. Minus 10 points. I appreciate you, though, Andy, more than you know. Think you know baseball. Final clue. I'll read it one more time. Avian nickname of 1960s reliever Phil Regan, notorious for stealing wins from starting pitchers.
Yeah, I was going to say, in Michigan, avian nickname is Mark Fidrich, the Birdman, but magpies, seagulls.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
It is a term used today when a relief pitcher vultures a win from a pitcher. The Vulture was his nickname, the Vulture. That is the final score of this year's TPT. Free agent Armada goes undefeated throughout the regular season and the playoffs, 64-20. Congratulations to the free agent Armada. Cheez Quiz, a great year as well.
Dan,
yeah.
I just wanted to let the free agent Armada know that I will be reaching out to them to get their addresses so we can send them their caps, their championship caps.
Your championship caps. And we hope that everyone enjoyed TPT this year. Everybody enjoyed watching when they got to. We will have further games in the fall. I've talked about Family Feud and also Name That Tune. I've also found a Wheel of Fortune game board that actually functions very well. So we can play all the games as we go into the fall and continue to get to know one another here at KNA and across all the different groups. But really appreciate everyone. Great job by everyone here today. And we'll see you when TPT's back next year. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Kathleen.
Super fun. Thanks for doing it.
Thanks,
Dan.
Kathleen.